a problem. Mystical religion in the past was a respectable dimension of religion. As actually I mentioned last time, prophets started off with experience, and then they had, that was the core and the kernel, and then they had those protective belts around the core. We followers actually have got a reverse movement. We start from the shell, perhaps in order to reach the kernel. Sometimes, and sometimes we do not reach. But that is the main destination, actually. So that is the criterion of religiosity, as I said. I mean, the prevalence of fiqh or sharia is no criterion whatsoever, because that can be imposed. And people may not be willing to perform it, but they have to, under an imposing rule. Morality, if it is detached from the religious experience, it is a secular morality. You cannot call it a religious morality. I mean, you can be a good person, you may tell the truth and all of that, but not because of for the sake of God, not because of the fear of hell or something, but because you consider it, you deem it as the right action. So civil or secular morality, in appearance, is very similar to religious morality, but the intention of the agent, of the person, and the purpose of the action is very different in two different paradigms, religious paradigm and secular paradigm. In secular paradigm, you have got good and bad, you have got vice and virtue, but this vice and virtue only serves your mundane life, nothing more than that, serves your mundane life. But in a religious paradigm, of course, this good and bad has got far-reaching effects. Their consequences are very different, and even the goodness or the badness of action comes from elsewhere. Evidently, and according to at least the majority of the theologians, Muslim theologians, that comes from religion itself. Something which is bad or something which is good, an action. So you wouldn't know its vice or virtue independent of religion. You have to go to the teachings of religion. And also, you will be rewarded if you think that you are acting according to the order that you have been given, not because your reason tells you that this is good or that is bad. So secular morality, one has to be very careful, is very different from the religious morality in core, in intention, and in purpose. So as far as the religious experience is concerned, they need not only morality, purification of oneself, but also we need a kind of religious morality, a religious based purification, in order to prepare you for having a religious experience. In the modern time, some of the religious scholars have claimed that unfortunately religious experience has diminished, and this is something which is denied to the modern man. Whereas the man who used to live in the past, they had more access towards this very sublime experience of mankind. I am not sure of that. I am not really sure of that. But what one has to have in mind is this, that it is the duty of the leaders, of the masses, because most of the masses, they are themselves most of the leaders are themselves ignorant of such an important part of of religiosity. They do not have the experience themselves. Sometimes they do not even believe in it. The more you are engaged in worldly affairs, the furthest you will be from religious experience. Therefore, in order to have a religious society, a religious milieu, you have to offer people a kind of freedom, a kind of disengagement with the world affairs, in order to make them ready to, as I said, to encounter the transcendental. This means really, I mean, I am not talking metaphysics, but I'm saying is very mundane, very down to earth. This means that if you are really busy with earning your life too much, if the government does not provide you the necessary conditions in order to live a normal life, then actually the society will become irreligious, because people have no chance whatsoever, no serenity, no opportunity to have that sublime encounter that I said. Dictatorships nowadays are like this. Poverty in our age is like this. That really does not leave people to think about things which are more important than the mundane life. So for the experiential religiosity, what we need is a normal society ruled by normal people, making provision, life provision for people, making life easier. And then that is the duty of the religious leaders in order to lead people towards the core of the religion. I think this brings me to the end, and the rest will be left to the respectable audience in order to put forward their observations, and some of the points which I only alluded to may be elaborated in the discussion. Okay, so thank you.